What are the top 5 credit cards for 2022? Well, today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you the top 5 credit cards that I recommend you go ahead and look into to either start a small business, to pay off some credit card debt, to pay off some student loan debt, medical debt, or even pay off some auto debt, right? Yes, and you can pay off other debts with lines of credit. And it's not just moving money around and stuff like that. And in the other video, Velocity Banking, I talk about how you can shift debt from loans to lines and actually increase your cash flow, decrease your interest payments, and also save yourself some money, a lot of money over the long term. Now in today's video, we're actually going to be talking about how to analyze a credit card, what to look for. Everybody's situation is going to be different, but some of the things that I look for and some of the cards that I use to start my business and how I went ahead and used that line of credit to be able to generate cash flow and revenue in our business. Hi, my name is Cree Childs. I'm the founder and CEO of Intelligence Marketing, a boutique digital marketing agency. I started 4 years ago to help small businesses, specifically in the medical and alternative health space, with being able to compete online. And after I started that business, I realized that I also wanted to get into the vacation rental business and the travel business, hospitality business, because I really love travel. So the digital marketing business afforded me that latitude, but the vacation rental business, and it seemed like a great way to be able to generate passive income, cash flow, and be able to scale up and also get into the real estate industry. So I started Stay Albatross about 3 years ago, and we're a boutique short-term rental company. We do both vacation rentals, so more holiday type travel, seasonal. You can think of lake houses, mountain cabins, boat houses, stuff like that. And then we also have a corporate housing division, which is more focused on business travel, corporate, and also medical travels. So the type of people that would go for that would be nurses, people traveling for medical treatments, people that are relocating to the area, people dealing with an insurance claim on their property and they're stuck without a home. So our company is able to provide safe, clean, affordable housing for those folks when they have a need. Now in today's video, we're going to be talking specifically about how to utilize lines of credit to be able to pay off bad debts and be able to generate cash flow in a small business that you start. Now if you guys are thinking about starting a side hustle, we have a great side hustle that at the end of the video, I'll go ahead and add a link down below and I'll tell you a little bit more about that. I think the side hustle in general is an awesome way while you're working your job, you go ahead and create a side hustle, and once the revenue in that side hustle 2 or 3x's your job income, at that point it's the perfect time to quit your job. Now you don't want to quit it beforehand because you might quit prematurely and you also might put yourself in a financial hardship. We don't want that. So more on that later, but let's go ahead and dive into the meat and potatoes of it.
All right, so the first thing that I like to look at is, my top 5 credit cards are going to be the Chase Freedom card. So Chase Freedom. The reason I like the Chase Freedom is because most people that don't have like fantastic credit, if you're not over a 780 credit score, then this is a great card to get started with because you have the Freedom Unlimited. You also have the Freedom Flex. When I first got it, it was just called the Freedom, right? The Chase Freedom card. There's lots of different cards out there. You can go to creditcards.com. You can do, a comparison of travel cards versus 0% cards versus balance transfer cards. And it really comes down to what's going to be the use of the card. And if you don't have business credit at all, if you haven't been running your business, it's a brand new business, then you might need to get your first rental with your own line of credit, right? Your personal line of credit. So if you're starting out with zero business credit, you have absolutely nothing, then you're going to look at different cards like the Freedom Unlimited. I have both the Freedom and the Freedom Unlimited, and I started with the Freedom, and then I built up to the Freedom Unlimited. And the reason why is because you can get if you get approved, a 0% intro for 15 months. That means that you have 15 months of operations to be able to pay back that line of credit. So for example, if you go over and you set up a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, and you furnish it with $10,000 worth of furniture, well, let's say your credit line is for $15,000. You're at 60% of your line of credit. For 15 months, you pay no interest at all. So that means that you have 15 months of working capital. And if you go over to our calculator, let's say you pay for $10,000 of furniture, right? Then you're having on an 18-month, we can adjust that by saying, let's go with 15 months, right? That's $666 a month, which is kind of let me go ahead and go up to 12,000. Right, that way we don't have like a weird number. So it's $800 a month, right? And so if you're paying, call it $12.90 for this rent, and you're getting $103 a night, then you're making $25.88, with some clean profit as well. You've got your monthly income, your monthly expenses. Let's see what else we got down here. Take off utilities, gas, Wi-Fi, cleaning fees, concessions, right? So $12,000 is probably going to be closer to like the $225 mark. And if we're getting 71% occupancy in the right market, then we're looking at a gross monthly profit of $540.46, and then we have total expenses of $2,300, $2,370. So your monthly net cash flow should be around that $3,000 mark, right? So if you're doing a like rental arbitrage play, right, you're going to try to rent somebody's property and then turn around and re-rent on Airbnb. You're taking most of the costs up front when it comes to furnishings. That's what your landlord is basically getting a triple net, because other than paying the taxes, everything else is consistent. We as a business handle everything, and all they have to do is basically collect their check, which actually they don't even have to collect their check, because we set up direct deposit, so it goes automatically to their bank account before the first of the month. So that's kind of how I view it. And then if you are purchasing the property down here, this appreciation, depreciation, and mortgage savings also comes into effect. So just pure cash flow, like let's say you buy the property for, say it's a $250,000 house, and you're putting 20% down, right? So you're putting in 50 grand, you're furnishing for 12, call it 55 just to be fair, because you probably have some closing costs and stuff. So you're furnishing the property, and you're breaking up the furnishing costs into 18 or 15 months, whatever the term is, and then you have mortgage rent, right? But then you're also getting over here. Let's say you're buying the house for, let's see, 20% down on 250, right? So, and then your mortgage taxes, you'd come over to a website like mortgage.com, mortgagecalculator.com. And then over here, no, that's the wrong one. I like this mortgagecalculator.org. This one seems to be fairly accurate. So you can come here, you can drop in the home value, paying down 20% or 10% or 3%, whatever your number is, right? Just going to use 20% as an example. So 200,000 is left on the loan. Let's do a 2.9. Loan terms 30 years. Property taxes, call it 2,000. PMI, home insurance, calculate. So our monthly payment comes out to be about $1,082, and maybe that in your market is better than renting, right? So maybe it's a little bit lower. So the mortgage interest that you pay over here is down here. Total interest paid, $99,000, right? So you just come up here and you add it here to the calculator. Right here. And let's call it a 30 year. Right, so that's annual times 0.3. So, and actually I'll just add a little thing up here that says like, what is... So if we project that our income tax bracket is going to be like 22%, for example, it's going to tell you down here your total net effect, right? So your cash flow, your estimated yearly cash flow, plus your appreciation, depreciation write-offs, right? If you are doing rental arbitrage, you don't get any of this benefit. So you just put here 0, and this goes to 0 as well. And then your net benefit is the cash flow, right? Versus the principal pay down, the tax write-offs, etc. So that's really basically it. And then when you look at your credit cards, this is a sign-on bonus of $250 when you spend $500 in the first 3 months. They lowered that. I think it was like closer to $2,000 when I started. Over here with the, like as a student, you can get a $50 sign-on bonus after 3 months. The only problem with this one is that, it's a 15% APR, but at the same time, it's like, well, if you start out with, say a $4,000 line of credit, and you come over here and you furnish like a 1-bedroom, 1-bath, $4,000 line of credit, and you got a 0 down payment, and you're looking at like say $1,100, and you got utilities, gas, all this stuff, right? And then your nightly rate is like $105. So your monthly net cash flow would be like $988 for that 1-bedroom, 1-bath. So that's pretty good, right? And then you're going to be paying this off in 15 months. So it helps to build your credit. The payment will be actually, it won't be a 0%, so it will be closer to times 30 in a month. So you'd be about $374 is the total payment to pay down the principal and the interest. So going back to the cards, the other card I really like for anybody that's beginning is the Capital One, the Quicksilver card. And the reason why is because they have some pretty good rates as well. Again, depending on your credit, they oftentimes offer no interest for an introductory period. So you can get like a no interest for, I think it's like 18 months. We got like a $10,000 line of credit. So we use that to furnish one of our properties. And so I definitely think that my favorite for business, so if you already have an established business or after you get your first couple rentals going and you're starting to generate some cash flow and you've got money going in the bank and you've got some expenses that you're putting on different credit cards, one thing you can get is over here on Amazon. I don't think that Nerd Wallet actually has that, but Amazon Business has an Amex that you can do 90-day payment terms. So you can actually, if you have a business, you can go ahead and apply for that and just say how much you think your business is going to make that year. And then whenever you go in here to set up your, let's see, where's the card? You set up a free business account, and I would recommend doing it separate from your Amazon account. So if you have an Amazon personal account, make a separate business email. Go ahead and sign up with a separate business email. And then you can sell on Amazon as well. I would just recommend, again, anytime you're going to create you're going to use it for a different purpose, create a different account. That way, if you ever have to sell the account with the business for some reason, then you can. There should be a Amazon Business Amex. There we go. So they'll oftentimes, when you create your business account, they'll actually give you this on checkout, and they'll say, hey, you get two different options. You can do 3% back or 60-day terms, or choose 5% or 90-day terms. It depends, I think, on your credit. I'm not quite sure what the difference is between business and business. Oh, I guess it's because I'm a Prime member. So I have the Business Prime card. It's the this guy right here. So it's pretty cool. It's metal as well. So I guess they're doing that because they're trying to copy Apple or something, because Apple came out with a metal card. And then I also have the Quicksilver, and the Quicksilver is great. We use it more for like personal everything now. When we were first getting started, we put all of our business expenses on there and then just expensed it every month and then paid it off. And then as we were building our business, we just ran basically all of our expenses through that card. And then I also have a credit union as well. So I just use a debit card, and that's just tied to our business account. So I keep it really simple, and I don't use more than one card ever at any given time. But I've gone through several different cards, and I would say the best place to start is, either the Freedom Unlimited, and I know I said this several times, but the Freedom Unlimited, the Freedom, or going with, again, if you don't have any business credit, Discover has a really good card right here, Discover Cashback. I think this is like a pretty reasonable credit score. If your credit score sucks, you probably won't be able to get credit card offers. But I like to Discover It Cashback, as well as also the, where's the other one? If you need to do a balance transfer, like say you start your business with one credit card and then you want to keep scaling your business, but you don't quite have enough line of credit on one card, or you want to free up that whole line of credit, you can get what's called a balance transfer credit card, and they have 0% balance transfer fees. So you can see here all the different balance transfer credit cards. This is up to 21 months from account opening for qualified purchases and balance transfer. So like what you can do is you get approved for the Wells Fargo Reflect card, and then you shift all the debt from one card over to this card. And that's another thing I like about the Freedom and Freedom Unlimited, is that a lot of times if you've had the card for a while, you can call up Chase and say, hey, would you be able to, do I have any special offers or programs or promotions or anything like that? And they might say, yeah, you got a 0% for 15 months. Oh, okay, cool. Then you go use that 0% for 15 months to set up your next furnished rental, and then you pay it off over the next 15 months using the cash flow from that rental. You just have to make sure that you're earmarking that money. You also get 5% back on travel purchases, 3% on dining, and 1.5% on everything else, which mostly it's the bonus that people sign up for. Let's see, the student, the Freedom Flex, same thing, 0%, 5% on up to $1,500 of combined purchases, and earn 5% back on travel. So it's kind of like the same offer, but you get $250 after spending $500. It's the exact same offer actually now. I think that before it was different, but. And then if you have a business that's established, then I would look at going over with the, where's the ink? You can get a Sapphire for sure. Where's this ink credit card? These guys right here. So the Business Ink Unlimited credit card, 1.5% cash back on everything. Intro offer $750, so you get $750 just for spending like, I think it's like $7,500 in the first 3 months. So again, if you're setting up a furnished rental, you're already going to be dropping like 10 grand on something. So you might as well go ahead and get that $750 cash back. So it's just free money, right? And if you go with the Amazon card, you get 5% cash back or 90 days. So if you get set up with that, you're looking at, say you spend 10 grand and you're getting 5% cash back, you get $500 back on that $10,000 of purchases, or you can get yourself 90 days terms. And what that does is if you get it through your business, now you've created a trade line with Amazon, and it's going to report to your business's profile. So now you're building your business's credit. So I thought those were pretty cool. And then there's one other one. Another thing I was going to say that I think I forgot to touch upon while I'm waiting for a response from my friend is the Ink Business Unlimited credit card and the Business Cash credit card. These are just business versions of these two credit cards right here, the Freedom and Freedom Flex, the Unlimited and Flex. So this is basically the business version of the Unlimited, and the Cash is the Freedom Flex. And the reason why I say that is because this one is basically 5% cash back on the first $25,000 in spend for office stores, internet, cable, phone services, account, and then 2% back on the first $25,000 in combined purchases at gas stations, restaurants, etc. 1% cash back. What a business, like a new business, is looking for is just some sort of reward that helps you build your credit. What an existing business is looking for is, something that says, unlimited cash back. Because when you're spending money on that credit card, you don't want to have like some sort of cap. So this may not be the best for someone that's been in business for 4 or 5 years, that spends more than $25,000 a year, which is a lot of businesses. So this is not really good for a more established business. But for a more established business, I'd say something like contact your different card companies, so your banks, ask them if they have something preferred. So these are all just the retail versions of these credit cards. There's private credit cards that you have to be exclusive. You have to be making more than $1 million a year for. Those are much better for established businesses. These are all just like retail versions. And obviously you're not going to get the best rate on retail, but you can always call up your card company and keep getting those different offers. Call up, if you have a Chase card or a Wells Fargo card, just call them up and say, hey, what kind of offers do you guys have for me? And then also too, think about who's in your area. Do you have like some local credit unions, some local banks? Maybe instead of doing a credit card, you just go over and get a personal line of credit to get your first rental, and then you just pay that off, right? You might pay a little bit higher interest rate, but at the same time, you're building credit with that local credit union. So just something to consider. Okay, and the last credit card was recommended to me by a friend of mine who mentioned this to me, and it's called the Capital on Tap. Actually, I'm going to go with two more. So Capital on Tap is one. It's a funding. So what I thought was cool about this is that they have over here, this does not affect your credit score, which I'm assuming is, it's going to be your personal credit score, right? Because we're business. This is for business owners. Business rewards credit card, so 1% back on one ABOs for every £1 of card spend. So it thinks I'm in the UK. Let's switch that out to the US. It's probably still going to give me 1-to-1. Yeah, so we've got 2% unlimited cash back, limits from 1,000 to 50,000, quick and simple application, and $199 back when you spend just $15,000 the first 3 months. Wow. So this is actually probably going to be my point of choice for new and starting businesses. We got that Amazon card, but I'm I might even just like get rid of that one and just switch up to this, up to 20 cards available for your employees. One thing I do like about this Amazon business card is that you can have up to 100 accounts. So the way this would work is basically every time you get a new rental, you just go ahead and go over to Amazon and you say, hey, I need a new card for 1254 Main Street, right? And then you'd have that in a digital wallet like Dashlane or a similar software that allows you to have all your cards just lined up stacked, right? So every time you create a new sub account or user, then you have that card. And then say, for instance, you have a cleaner working in Marietta, Georgia on your property, you can give her that credit card and she can just go over to Walmart or Sam's Club or whatever, and she can spend on that, and that gets filed into that little bucket for that property. So I really like this card's functionality for that reason. This one looks like you can do up to 20, which is not as ideal. I mean, this would be fine to have like, you just put all the expenses into one bucket, and then you have all your expenses for, your utilities and gas and electric and stuff like that all on this one card. And then at the end of the month, you just take all the cash flow from your different rentals, funnel it into one bank account, and then expense it out. And then you'd have to go into like QuickBooks and file each one of those properties in a category or class, which would be fine. You can do that, but it's a little bit more work for your CPA, which means it's a little bit more money out of your pocket. So I'm going to probably go ahead and apply for this one. So we get as low as 9.9%. Not bad. I think that this Amazon card's like closer to 20%, like 18% or something like that. And then that's only charged if you carry balance beyond 30 days. So the other card that I was also looking at is called Divi. And Divi is a business service card as well. GetDivi.com. So these guys are kind of like Mint.com crossed over with a credit card, and you're able to give sub accounts, employee cards, break it up into properties, stuff like that. Expense reports are included. Take control of your budgets. I mean, this is all kind of standard for a business credit card. So no hidden fees or contracts, as many physical or virtual cards as you need, which is really sexy because, again, one property, two properties, no big deal. Once you get to 20 or 40 or 50 or 100, bigger deal, right? But you can always switch over to this card too. You don't have to stick with like Amazon or whatever these other guys are. Only a fraction of the price of competitors. Again, this is probably something for a more established business because with this product, you get a lot of different things. You get a actual physical business credit card, spending management, expense management. You can automate things. Like rewards, all this other stuff. It's an app, so you can actually see, your spending. It ties into different software. So I think what's cool about this is that it says it's free, but I'm sure it's free for like a limited number of users, and then at some point switches over. So there's no hidden fees. How does Divi make money? Every time you spend money on a credit card, the merchant pays a fee to Visa, and the issuing bank, when you spend money using Divi, that fee is shared with us. Okay, there you go. So the merchant is covering basically. The merchant pays 3%, and then they hike their prices up by 3%, or they just basically write it off their taxes. And then Divi is getting a little split off that. So their incentive is to get more people on their platform because then they're basically stealing market share from other credit cards. So I think that's a really genius idea. And then they're able to offer all these services, which is pretty cool. So yeah, check it out. I think Divi would be a cool thing to get, right? So you can get spending management and stuff. And that would definitely help with scaling a business. So those are some different resources, I would say. I definitely had a good experience with the Chase cards. I didn't have a great experience with Chase Bank, but whatever, it's a bank. Like both of these cards, I like the cards that I pointed out in NerdWallet, and I also like the Amazon business card as well. And this card, I'm going to be trying it out, because it's pretty cool. And if we can get like a $50,000 line of credit, then that'd be great, and it doesn't pull our credit report, so I think that's cool as well. Check it out, Capital on Tap. If you guys have any questions too, be sure to comment down below, and I try to answer all the questions I can every single week. And if it takes a little bit of time for me to answer the question, then don't get discouraged. Shoot me an email. Just let me know, hey, I asked you a comment, or I commented on your video, or send me an email to millennialreigroup@gmail.com, and I'll get back to you within hopefully a couple days. So if you guys like this video, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon to get notified of when we come out with future videos, and I'll see you guys next time. So one of the things I wanted to mention as well is with the Chase cards, you can't actually refer your friends and family if you're not already a user. So like some programs out there allow you to just grab a link and then share it with people and have never even tried it. I have to actually have these cards in order for me to be able to share them with you. So if you guys click on the link down below, or if you click on the link wherever it is, then if you sign up, it actually costs you nothing, but it helps me by giving me a little referral credit. And you know that in order for me to refer you, I have to have actually used this card. So I've had this card for almost 4 years now, and you can see here I have 339,000 points. This is between the two different cards. So I've got the Freedom Unlimited right here, and then the personal, which is the Freedom. And the Freedom card is cool because you get all these different category benefits. But here's the you activate it, and then you also get points whenever you make purchases at Walmart or PayPal. So if this is, again, your business credit card and you're using it for running your Airbnb or short-term rental, then you can get an extra 5% cash back on $1,500, which, again, when you're starting out is great. When you're an established business, it's not that big of a deal. But when you're starting out, it really, everything adds up. So definitely check into it and let me know your guys' thoughts down below.
All right, guys, awesome. If you like that video, be sure to hit the thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, and hit the bell icon to get notified of when we come out with a future video. And if you haven't already, check out the video Velocity Banking, where we talk about how to utilize lines of credit to pay off loans, save yourself interest, and also increase your cash flow. Now, if you guys are also interested in learning how to start investing in real estate, how to start a business, how to start a side hustle, how to create an extra $1,000 to $3,000 a month in passive income without having to quit your job, then be sure to go ahead and send an email to millennialreigroup@gmail.com. That's millennial, like the millennials, REI, like real estate investing group @gmail.com, or check me out on Facebook at CRI-Childs.com. And I'm on Facebook. I'm all over the social interweb. Just look for me, Cree Childs, and shoot me a message, say hi, and I'll see you guys next time.